Hey, good morning, everybody. How you doing? Sean, I'm coming to you from my home studio here in Dallas, Texas. Today is March 29th, 2026. This is going to be episode number 62 from Cedar Light Sports, Detroit Red Wings, NHL update. Let's just jump right into it, folks. Last night, we had the Flyers heading into Little Caesars Arena, square off against the Detroit Red Wings. Struggling again in March, fizzling away here, going 4-5-1 in their last 10, looking like they're not wanting to play playoff hockey. And this is looking like what our April is going to be looking to be the focus on the Detroit Tigers and maybe not the Red Wings. But nonetheless, let's just jump into this game. This is going to be a quick one here for a Sunday morning, so let's just bear with me here. Here we go, right off into the first period. Yeah, I got a four-letter word written here at the 407 mark on a turnover on letting the guy walk in here. Tibbet at the 407 through the 5-hole on Gibson. Not the start that you want. 1-0 down early at 407 in. On your home sheet, I don't care if we played the night before and traveled. This is go time, folks. This is not excuse times. So nonetheless, that was 1-0 at the end of one. Heading into the second period, here's another soft one. This one was, I think Gibson was, this was a soft one. This is Tibbet again at 12:28 comes in and just a wrist shot through the 5-hole, squeak through there. The first one was a breakaway. I'm not going to fault Gibson on that one. It was a turnover to let the guy walk right in. You can't do that. And then later on, you had Cates at the 16:08 mark on the power play, special teams failure, giving the Flyers a 3-0 lead in the third period. And that's where we go. Heading into the third period, 3-0. Tibbet again, man, gets a hat trick, makes it 4-0. And then this was pretty much all over, folks. I don't care what you say. The game was over at this time. You had Appleton put one in, ruin their shutout, and get us on the board. And then we showed some life, and we had a flurry of goals here, where you had Appleton was at 13:43, and then you had DeBrincat at 15:10. That was a pretty nice shot there, making it 4-2. And then shortly after that, Lucas Raymond on the power. Lucas Raymond at 16:14 made it 4-3, looking like a pretty good comeback. By this time, man, you already had. When it got up to 4-0, man, Little Caesars Arena with people they were emptying out of the place, man. But then that didn't last long. We pulled our net minder. It was 4-3, and then you had Couturier hit the open netter at the 17:56 mark, making it a 5-3 final with that empty netter there, and not the performance that you want to see out of a team battling for the playoff lives. Disappointing to say the least. We did have opportunities, but you can't say puck luck. You can't say you hit the pipe. You can't say great save there. You know what? We just didn't convert. We just didn't win. We just don't want to play hockey. History is going to repeat itself, folks. I'm not giving up hope. We've got to play these games. We still got 9 games left, but playing sub 500 hockey here in March is not going to get you anywhere but where it got you the last 9 straight years, and that's going to be golfing. And that's where we're heading, folks, to the golf course. I hate to say it, but, I'm going to keep praying. I'm going to keep hope alive. I'm going to keep watching and keep cheering. But these boys are pretty much done. They got no life in them. But let's just move on here and look at the scores. We had our table set for us last night, folks, with all the play last night. All we had to do was win, and we were right back in the slot. Because if you look at the scores, we got help in the Eastern Conference from all these teams. You had Tampa Bay beat Ottawa. They had Islanders won, and then you had Columbus lost. You had Seattle, Pittsburgh lose, Uh, we got help. All we had to do is win and we're in. Win and we're in. Win and we're in. Win and we're in. We're not winning. You're not going to get in winning 500 hockey or below, and that's what we're doing. We're winning 500 hockey, but the results are there. We had the help. We didn't get it. We didn't put the puck in the net, and let's just move on. And then let's look at the schedules. It's today. There's some hockey going on today. You're going to have Nashville at Tampa Bay at 5. Montreal and Carolina. I'm sorry, Florida at New York Rangers at 1. Nashville at Tampa Bay at 5. Montreal at Carolina at 5. Boston at Columbus at 5. Chicago at New Jersey at 5. And Dallas at Philadelphia at 7. Let's see what Philadelphia is made up of. They're fighting for their lives. Everybody would have been counting them out. But look at them; they're right behind us with 2 points behind us, and looking to make the playoff rush. So let's see if they are they going to make an excuse that they played last night in Detroit, having to go into Dallas and play. I don't think so, but we'll see. But let's move on and let's look at the wing schedule. Coming up here, we don't play again until Tuesday, which is our last game of the month against Pittsburgh on the 31st. Let's see. Let's see if we can turn this around with a victory there, and if we can pull off 4 or 5 wins in a row, which is highly unlikely. But this, things are so tight here. If we can get a win going here and get some momentum going, we can see. But let's just move on and look at the standings real quickly here before we wrap it up this Sunday. There's your Eastern Conference wild card slot there, and then you can see, Matt. I mean, Detroit even dropped down into 6 into the Atlantic, folks. 6th place. A few weeks ago we were sitting in the 2nd and 3rd place, and even before that we were at 1st in the Atlantic. But March came, Olympic break came, and then there we go. But nonetheless, we're down into the sitting on the outside there underneath Ottawa. Columbus Blue Jackets, if we would have won, well, that's where we would have been sitting there in the 2 slot in the wild card. But nah, we're heading to the golf course, folks. But you can see how tight that is there. And what's disappointing is the our last 10. I mean, look at the last 10 there on the far right there. You're 4, 5, and 1. We're winning here. We're not getting any streaks. Win a game, lose a game. Win a game, lose a game. Win a game, lose a game. That ain't getting you anywhere. And then the negative goal differential at -3, and then below us if the Flyers. But the Flyers are 7-2-1 in their last 10, and they got a streak going. So look at that, at how it is. Nobody's getting in these streaks there in that far right column. So if we can pull off 4 in a row, people are gonna gain some ground. Montreal, they stumbled and they got back up into there with 92 points, but it's not looking good here, folks. I just hate to break it, but I'm not feeling good about these guys. But I'm going to keep praying. I'm going to keep hope alive. But I'm going to wrap this up quick. It's Sunday. I got things I want to do. Just want to say thanks for watching. Be kind and nice to everybody. Remember to see the light, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.